Hi, everybody. Welcome to another class of I say Qi Gong, Tai Chi, and meditation because Tai Chi is a form of Qi Gong. We can start today with I call it the hula hoop. It's a nice way to warm up the hip joint, the ankle joints, and the knee joints. And I rotate counterclockwise. As you remember, last month we worked on visualizing the lower energy center, the healing energy ball 2 inches below the navel. So I put my mind in the lower energy center and I rotate from the lower energy center. I put the soles of the feet flat so they don't wobble. So when you look at the soles of the feet, you see they're not wobbling, they're staying nice and flat. The movement is from the ankles and the hips. If I visualize the lower energy center like the sun, one hip could be the moon, and the other hip is the earth, and the earth and the moon rotating around the sun. So that's a nice visualization of a way to make this movement a little more energetic and spiritual. I inhale through the nose. If you want to exhale through the mouth, it's fine. If you can inhale also through the nose, exhale through the nose, that's even better. But if you're having a hard time with it, you can exhale through the mouth. At the same time, don't worry about moving the abdominal and the back muscles for now. This is a skill, a physical skill, so we can add later. For now, just concentrate on the rotation, on the visualization of the lower energy center, and the hips being the moon, and the other hip is the earth, and they're both rotating around the sun, which is the lower energy center. At the same time, I put my tongue to touch the roof of the mouth. That closes an energetic circuit. So when you massage the joints, in this case, the ankles, the hip, from the nice gentle circle, you also stimulate and activate the energetic system. The same energetic system that acupuncture and shiatsu use. And when the energetic system activates, it helps balance other elements within our physical and energetic body. Change direction, now go clockwise. Try to make the circle nice, symmetric, smooth. You can experiment with, there's 3 side circles, small circles, they're more energetic. Medium circles. And large. So the large are more physical. You can feel it in the lower back, in the hamstring, in the quads. Find your own tempo, your own speed. This is the standing, moving meditation. So I always say a good teacher should teach you sitting meditation, sitting, moving meditation, standing still meditation, standing, moving meditation, and moving through space meditation, which is the Tai Chi form, or different walks. There's Tai Chi walking or cloud legs, or we may get to it. If you close your eyes and you feel unbalanced, you can hold on to something. And then you close your eyes. It's easier when your eyes are closed to visualize the lower energy center than when your eyes are open. So you want to play it safe and take care of the balance, and then you can get deeper into the mental and physical skills. Very good. And then we'll do the windmill. So the windmill, I shift my, so there's a few ways to do this one. The hardest physically, if you're to challenge your balance. I shift all my weight to one leg. I lift the heel of the back leg, and I turn my right shoulder. I'm turning to my left, so my right shoulder is pointing to the camera, and my head is looking towards the camera. Then I shift my weight to the right leg. I turn my left leg pointing to the camera, and then my left heel is off the ground. So that's one way. Then the arms just loose. The second way, I just turn not as far. I still lift the back heel off the ground, but this time I'm not going to turn all the way that my right shoulder points to the camera. I'm just going to turn that maybe the middle of my right chest pointing to the camera. So that's a little less physically challenging. And the third way, so it's the safest one, so you don't have to deal with balance. You just turn your waist, the feet stay parallel, and they don't come off the ground. And you just turn your waist as far as they go. It probably will go, the shoulder will go 45 degrees from the camera. So next, as I turn my waist, I just let my arm move like two ropes or noodles. I had a student the other day that she came to my private class. She's been studying with me probably for at least a year on Zoom. And this is the first time I see that her hands were moving like this, because it's hard to see it on the Zoom, especially with all the little squares. So I realized, oh, wow, there's so much tension in your arms. And I just said, just let the arms hang as loose as you can, and just rotate and let them just follow the rotation. Again, you want to move from the lower energy center, from the sun, the visualization of the sun, and the arms just move by themselves. They're just moving by themselves, following the movement of the waist and the lower energy center. So that's the first part of the arms. The second part, once I reach the end of the turn, I'm going to bend my elbow just gently like this. And when I turn to my left, I'm going to put my right palm and touch underneath the left ribs. So that's where your spleen is. The left palm is going to touch my kidneys. If you don't know where your kidneys, take your thumb, poke, 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 poke. Wherever it's the most sensitive, that's where your kidneys are. Your liver is on the right, underneath the floating ribs. Your spleen is on the left, underneath the floating ribs. The truth is, it's deeper in, but in Qi Gong, that's what they call spleen. And then I just let my arm swing. And at the last second, I bend my elbow and I touch liver, kidney, spleen, kidney. Liver, kidney, spleen, kidney. This also stimulates circulation into the palms, into the arms, into the organs, because you're tapping. You can see after we do it for a minute or two, how the palms get nice and red. If you do at the same time the deep breathing, you bring all this oxygen in, because remember I mentioned last time that we're shallow breathers. So we have to make a conscious decision and start taking deep breath. And when you take those deep breaths, oxygen moves in, the red blood cells carry your oxygen, and it goes and nourishes every cell in your body eventually. So it helps balance a lot of the systems. At the same time, I tap my liver and kidney, spleen, kidney, and the liver and the kidney say, thank you, Rami. And then the spleen and the liver and kidney, spleen, kidney, they all say, thank you, thank you. Tapping creates circulation, removes stagnation. Some people like to tap. Some people like to touch. Either way is good. You touch, you give them love and energy, attention. You tap, you also give them the same. So it's all about bringing your mind into the internal organs, and at the same time tapping and creating circulation and removing stagnation. It's also, we're working here a little bit on balance. Tai Chi is very famous for improving your balance. There's a lot, that's the first research studies that were in the 1980s already that came out in Atlanta. And that's how the Tai Chi, that's what opened a lot of the doors in different hospitals, nursing homes, because of those studies that were done. So now I'm going to move a little higher. I'm going to tap my right lung on the right above the chest here, and I'm going to tap my left lung up here or here, wherever you can reach. So you can go, the lungs have three areas you can tap: the bottom part of the lung, the middle part of the lung, or the top part of the lung. You can choose. Same in the back. So now we're tapping the lungs, stimulating lung energy, deep breathing. This is also a nice stretch for your arms, for your shoulders. It teaches you coordination, and you get better in it over time and practice. So, you know, someone also mentioned that, I'm sorry, I can look for the name, but I think it was whoever asked the question about the breath. I can't see you now, but you're in Florida. Someone said, "Oh, it's easier for me to inhale, move the abdominal muscles out when I inhale." That's because you trained it, and it's more natural. So the other one, inhale, moving the abdominal in, not that we're doing it today, now, it's just a matter of practicing it and getting familiar with it. Because, like as I mentioned, we do use both throughout our life by nature. It's not that one is different. We use it in life. That's what we do. When we push object, we give birth. When we constipated, hopefully you're not pushing too much, but you inhale, and as you push, the stomach goes out. And when you relax and you lie there, the inhale, the stomach goes out, and you exhale, it goes in. And when you push, you inhale, the stomach goes in, and the exhale goes out. So we do use it naturally in life, both breath. It's just that we don't know it. Very good. So this is a good, nice way to get into what I wanted to cover today, which is the neuropathy in the feet. So then you sit on the edge of the chair, or if you need, I think I mentioned it last time, I'll bring my bolster. You can take a firm pillow or a yoga bolster, and you can put it behind, and you can use that to help keep the spine nice and straight. So that's called the assistant. And then after you get stronger with time and practice, your back gets stronger. Then you move to the edge of the chair. So this is called independent. You do not want this. So you don't want to collapse the spine like this. So this, I call this dementia or Alzheimer. So I took this metaphor from all those centers that they build here in Massachusetts. I'm assuming it's all over the United States. And it's big centers for elders. And it's nice condominium. Some of them cost $12,000 a month. And they have 3 floors or different areas: dementia, assistant, and independent. So and the people from independent, they fear the assistant, and they fear especially the worst one, the Alzheimer. So I said, maybe this will scare people from sitting like this throughout the day. So this is the Alzheimer. Your body has no awareness. Your spine is collapsed. Your internal organs are compressed. Your lungs are compressed. You're utilizing maybe a third. This is so bad for our health and prevention of sickness. Second one is great. It's a assistant. So you use the back of the chair, and at least everything opens up straight. No stress on the spine, no stress on the internal organs. The lungs are open. And the best one over time practice is independent, to sit on the edge of the chair and just sit straight, relax your shoulders, the head suspended, deep breathing in and out through the nose, and until it becomes, wow, no effort. So you'll train the muscles, they get stronger, that it just becomes natural. And if you forget, you remind yourself, oh, I have to straight open the chest, relax the shoulders, and try to strengthen those muscles as much as possible. Then once you do that, we're going to take our palms like this, and you're going to tap on the outside of the legs, go all the way to the ankles, come back on the inside of the leg, tap, tap, tap. It'll be interesting if some of you will feel some improvement with the neuropathy after this. So remember, either tap gently with the palms or touch. Find the strength that feels comfortable. Then I go down all the way to the ankles. I go into the inside and I tap on the inner thighs, inside all the way to the groin. I go out to the outer thighs and I tap. Remember, like another important element is don't hold your breath. So you can inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So you keep breathing in and out. Don't worry about moving the abdominal muscles at all now. Just don't hold your breath and try to breathe deep in and out. You can at least in through the nose. If you need to, exhale through the mouth. I'll also send Anne a link to a nice video that I created for Dana Farber, specifically for neuropathy. Then go on top of the thighs, towards the knees, back and forward. As you can see, I'm using my palms. If you look now, your palms, they're nice and red. Remember the deep breathing in and out through the nose. Bring all that oxygen in. It helps also empty the mind from any thoughts. So that's another important goal in our class. We want to keep emptying the mind from any thoughts. Focus on the breath, focus on the action. Then down the shin, the front, and up. From the knees to your ankles and up. Of course, you can use different tools to tap. You can use a wooden spoon. You can use metal. I have a bunch of chopsticks bunched together, or a bunch of metal bars bunched together. And different tools create different sensation. Now go all the way from your hips up to your knees, down to your knees, and down through the front, and all the way to your toes. Then go back from the toes up through the front. Try also now using the tip of the fingers. So before we use the palms, now let's use the tip of the fingers. See, it's a different sensation. Very good. Then take the right leg and put it on top of the left leg, if you can. And take your left hand and tap the right leg at the soles of the feet. Tap, tap. Go from the heel towards the toes, then from the toes towards the heel. Deep breathing in and out through the nose. The tongue touch the roof of the mouth. So, of course, this is the first time doing this, but let's say you've been doing it for a while and you isolate the practice of visualizing the lower energy center, then you isolate the tapping with deep breathing, and then one day you can put it together. As you tap, you visualize the lower energy center like the sun, then you project from the sun outward into the whole body, and you send the sunbeams into the feet. And as you tap, you visualize the sunbeams touching the whole soles of the feet, cleansing it, nourishing it, getting rid of impurities. A lot of the Qigong and Tai Chi, I call it the power of the mind. The mind is very powerful, and there's a way to utilize it towards better health and prevention. But they realized not everybody's mind was as powerful, so they created all these stepping stones or practices that create a stronger mind and a stronger healing mechanism. So being able to project from the lower energy center out and use these beams of light of sun to touch the physical body and to cleanse it and nourishing it can go a long way. I have a saying. I say, I'm not going to wait for science to tell me that the mind is powerful enough to be a part of my journey towards better health and prevention. So I'm just going to tap, as my mom says, Rami, if it doesn't hurt, why don't you try it? So it's like, it's not going to hurt to visualize all those visualizations I'm teaching you. So you can try it. It's definitely a way for the mind to become stronger in different parts of your body. Use your fingers now to tap. I'll keep tapping. I'll show you some of my tools. So I have, for example, that's wooden sticks. I bundle maybe 5, 6 of them. It's bamboo. And I tap. It's a different sensation. Then I have some metal sticks. That's more used for martial art. Again, you tap, tap, tap with a rubber band at the edge, so it's like a bundle. You can use a wooden spoon different object. Change, put the left leg on top of the right. This is also a nice stretch for your outer hip. So over time and practice, try to get that outer hip down, the knee down, so that opens up your outer hip. And that helps with balance, stability, preventing falls, helps deal with arthritis. So first I'm going to tap my left from the heel towards the toes and back. So you can also do it with the sock, without the sock. A very nice way is someone else doing it for you if you're lucky and you have somebody. But if not, you don't wait for anybody and you do it yourself. You do it a few times a day. What we're doing here, we keep stimulating the nerves, hopefully to make them, alive or come back. At the same time, your mind goes into the soles of the feet, into the feet. So you're also sending, a message from the brain. When you open the outer hip, you create more opening and better circulation. So it's not just about balance and the range of motion in your hip, but it's also about creating more movement, more circulation. And I'm a strong believer that removes stagnation and nourishes everything. Then use your fingers. Deep breathing, visualize the lower energy center, the tongue touch the roof of the mouth. You can use both hands, one hand. You can use the right hand, tap the bottom, and the left goes up and down to the knees. So the principle is tapping gently, and you notice we did it in the liver, spleen, kidney, lungs, but we also do it where the neuropathy is both the hands and the feet. It is a little bit of a form of meditation, sitting, moving meditation. When you tap, also energy moves out of your body. When you caress and touch, energy circulates inside your body. So the tapping helps move the impurities out, but also helps stimulate the nervous system. Okay, very good. Then next one can be done sitting or standing in the horse stance. Let's start sitting first, and then I'll go up into the horse stance after a while. So this is called the crane flies. It's a beautiful movement from both Tai Chi and Qi Gong. And let me walk you through it, or let me fly you through it. So first of all, start here. When your arms point to the sides, the wrist is straight. Spread the fingers. Then you go up and you bend the wrist and you let the fingers point down and you grasp all 5 fingers together. So the thumb touch all 4 fingers. You put the thumb and the 4 fingers together. Then you come down, straight the wrists, and then go down and tense the wrist again. So now I'm pointing my fingers to the sides. Remember I mentioned, I think, that Tai Chi and Qi Gong is like acupuncture or shiatsu in motion. So when you tense here the fingers together and they pointing down, you compress against the meridians. Then here they relax, the muscles relax, the energy flows. And again, here you compress the energy channels by tensing the forearms sideways. At the same time, I inhale exhale. If you have a hard time moving your arms to this height, just move to this height, to this height. 80% effort. Remember, I mentioned that less is more in my world because you want to last. You want to integrate the mental and the physical skills while you're doing it, and you want to last 3-4 minutes. I mean, in this case, we're just doing 2. This also builds upper body strength because you keep moving your arms, so you're using the weight of your arms. But at the same time, again, the deep breathing stimulates certain parts of your lungs. So different movement bring air to different parts of your lungs. In this case, you can feel it goes into the sides. And then let's try to put the 5 building blocks into the movement. So we have the body, you have the push against the sitting bones, lengthen the spine, head suspended, relax your shoulders. Then we have the breath. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down, in and out through the nose. And then we have the mind in the lower energy center. So visualize the sun on the lower energy center. So it's almost like the crane flies towards the sunset. And if you also already visualize the sun and you're the crane, so I said, don't just practice the crane, be the crane. That's evoking the spirit. So then we have body, breath, mind, energy, and spirit, all in this one simple movement. So as I mentioned, and if I didn't, I'm going to mention it, say it again, every move in Qi Gong and Tai Chi includes all 5 building blocks in every posture, every move, if it's still or moving, standing or sitting. So now what I want you to do is change. I want you to inhale here on the way down. See how the air moves now into the front parts of the lung? And then exhale as you go up. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you also move the abdominal muscles in and out, so that's really strengthening the whole core between sitting upright, moving the arms like this for 3-4 minutes, moving the abdominal muscles in and out, the deep breathing, that really gets your core really strong. So, and you can move the abdominal muscles either in on the inhalation or out on the inhalation. It's not, as long as it's moving, it keeps massaging your internal organs. The next one you can stand up with. You want to stand in the horse stance, shoulder width apart, feet parallel. This is called bear swimming. So I move my hands to the waist. I bring them out. I open them. I tense my forearm and point the fingers to the ceiling. And I go all the way around. Again, come to the waist. Squat down. This is called the horse stance. So you want to build leg strength and bone density this way. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you come from the back. Inhale. And exhale. Keep the weight between left and right foot, between the ball of the foot and the heels. So you can do, later when you practice, you can do the crane every day, twice a day, 3 minutes. and then you do the bear swimming twice a day, 3 minutes. You do the tapping maybe for 10-15 minutes. You can focus on each part of the tapping separately. You don't have to do it at one shot. Let's say you have neuropathy in the feet. Just put the foot up when you watch TV or something, and tap. Get a wooden spoon and tap systematically. Go from the ball to from the heel to the toes, from the toes to the heel. Put the timer and do the tapping. Same here. Put the timer and so you have, you can see, oh, I did 3 minutes, I did 5 minutes, and on like that. It probably will come down 20 minutes a day, the practice of my stuff, maybe 30 minutes at the most. Okay, that's good. So I think we will open it now for questions about what we did today, or if anything from last time. And if we don't have enough time, I'll answer your question next time too. Any questions for today? And do you have anything on the chat?
That was awesome, Rami. Thank you so much. I don't have anything on the chat so far, but I was wondering if you could come a little closer to the camera and show us the bear swimming hands.
Yeah. So I bring the hands back. I come from the waist. I touch the pinkies to one another, and I also do it next time, the crane and the bear, and give more details. So it's kind of like an onion, it's layers. So at first, if people just do like breaststrokes, that's perfect. And then later I can fix the details, like tense the palms up this way, straight the wrist when you get to here, go to the waist, elbow stays in, so elbow's not out. Open and close the chest and the spine. So both in Qigong and Tai Chi, it's the information never ends almost. You feel like just when you thought you got it, the teacher comes and say, well, add this in, add this in. Just when you think you got it, 5-6 years later, add this, add this. So it's almost like an onion, and it's just more and more information that makes the movement more profound, more agile, more aligned, more coordinated. So that's a lot of so you have to have patience. You have to keep practicing. And then as you practice, you get familiar with it. And then you add some more information, or you correct certain mistakes that typically we all do when we practice movements.
Thank you, Rami. We have another question from Marshall on the chat. Should the fingers be spread when at the side in crane flying?
Here, yes. So I spread the fingers here and here as well. And here, whoop, I put the fingers together. Then I spread the fingers all the way from here to here. Not only spread, I also say, imagine you're shooting 10 energy beams out of your fingers. And then, so there's also a feeling of spread, but also lengthening out away from your physical body, further away. So I like to visualize 10 energy beams coming out of my fingers.
Wonderful. I'm definitely going to be practicing the crane and the bear swimming, and I like that we've been given the instruction to do that for twice a day for 3 minutes each, and then to do 3 minutes of tapping in the areas where we might experience difficulty.
Find the tools. If it's a wooden spoon or the chopsticks, your hands, your fingers, your knuckles, different tools or different parts of the body creates different sensations. So the knuckles are different than the fingers, different than the palm. So this just gives you a taste of keep looking for different tools to do the tapping. And you can also do it in the palms here. You know what I'll do next time? I'll do the arms. We'll add the arms into the tapping.
Wonderful. You're getting some nice comments. Thank you for the clarification of breathing and movement of the abdomen. Great class, always learning something. Great to hear help for peripheral neuropathy. And I will also in the follow-up email link to that tapping video that's Rami did for the Dana Farber Cancer Institute, and that's a really great video. So that's a great support resource as well. And Tanya writes, many thanks for this wonderful class.
Thank you so much. I will see you next month. Keep practicing. Again, we can start with 5 minutes questions if you have questions from this lesson or from any other ones, and we'll go on from there.